Hi everyone and Merry Christmas. 2014 was a crazy year for me. Let me give you a small review. Already in the beginning of the year, and this might sound kinda cheesy, I really felt that this year will be different. In fact, I wanted it to be different because honestly I was kinda at the low point and wanted some change in my life. The things that did end up changing my life were all complete surprises, however, as you will find out now. The first big surprise was in March when I decided to no longer keep silent about a small side project that I had for a couple months now, which was kind of my idea for a city simulation game. I started building some early prototypes, and then in March I finally decided to post some of them in communities that might be interested in it, and I was just completely overwhelmed with the response. Apparently I perfectly nailed the timing, and there were a lot of people who were interested in my plans for the project. From the very beginning I decided to closely interact with my newfound community, and soon I realized that this was really my opportunity to both work on something that I really love and to create something that apparently a lot of people wanted and that inspired a lot of people. 1 month later, in April, I saw that this became so important to me that I decided to quit my day job that was keeping me busy. A decision that I'm still really glad about because it not only gave me freedom for the game, but also for my whole life. In the same month, I met a particular Russian exchange student who I would quickly realize was the girl of my dreams. However, what kept me from completely focusing on the game was some old contract work that I was still involved in, and another long-term side project that I was working on with someone. What really motivated me though was the enthusiasm of the community, and the first perfect example for this is the fact that Chris Kukla joined as the first Citybound musician. He learned about the game at a very early point and was excited by the idea and decided to contact me and ask me basically if he can write music for Citybound, and sent me some of his work, and I really liked it. You heard some of his music in the intro and outro sections of the update videos for Citybound. I really like it, and I can't wait for the moment to hear his music in the game. Not that much later, in July, Dane Morgan joined as the second Citybound musician. You've heard some of his music in the same places, and I introduced Dane and Chris to each other, and we started to collaborate on the music of Citybound, a creative process which I really like. Also in July, I started to do development live streams, an idea that I got from other indie developers that I really like. And they started to attract a small audience of their own, which were really passionate viewers of the live streams, who not only passively watched me program and play with the game, but also had really good suggestions and actually helped me to focus and came up with some great ideas on how to implement some stuff. Then in October, two important things happened. First, this particular Russian exchange student, who by now was my girlfriend, had to go back home, but free as I was, I could decide to just follow her there, which was to Russia, which is where I am now. The other thing that happened, that someone called Michael Lucas Smith, who in the beginning just contacted me as a particularly motivated livestream viewer, became part of Citybound as the second Citybound developer, because he turned out to be a really great programmer as well as a great thinker. And after just writing with him for a little bit, it became clear that he was the perfect addition to my so far one-man team. In November, two other very important things happened. First, I started my bachelor's thesis, which is on fluid simulation in city environment, and it really became evident to me that this particular Russian exchange student is really who I want to spend my life with, so I decided to propose to her, and now she's my fiancée. So now I had to think about a marriage between two countries, and this other long-term side project started to demand more and more attention and more responsibility from me. So you can kind of imagine how much stuff was going on at once, and in December I think I started to notice all of that taking a toll on me. So yesterday on Christmas I really decided to simplify my life as much as possible and to try to really focus on only these things that are important to me and give them all the attention that they deserve. In particular, this meant two things. First, I finally canceled the side project that I had, and I didn't really do it in a nice way. Someone will be very upset at me probably, but such is the nature of change, I guess. The other thing that I decided was that I want to change the way in which I do the development of Citybound and in which I report about that. Every week I stressed myself out to reach an impressive step in progress for this week's update video, but all of them were kind of unrealistic, and it is also not what is most beneficial to the project itself. So I decided to do it differently. Instead, I will do daily developer diaries, where each day I work on Citybound, I just post a screenshot and maybe a couple lines of text, or just a couple lines of text where I describe what I did that day. It will be much less impressive, but it will give you the opportunity to follow development maybe even closer. And more importantly, it forces me to make slow, steady progress instead of setting myself unreasonable goals and then stressing out about it. Now, of course, if there is a big enough step in progress, I will make a video about it again. So where is Citybound now really? I'm still very busy re-implementing the road and traffic system, and for you guys it must feel like this has been going on for ages. It's still not done yet, but it's really the hard piece of Citybound. Everything will depend on it, so it's really important for me to make it as robust and also as extensible as possible. I wish I could already tell you about all the things that my new architecture already makes possible or will make very easy to implement in the future, but I'd much rather show you when I implement all of that exciting stuff. When I will be done with traffic and get it going again well enough for the game to work, I really want to focus on these parts of the game that make the core gameplay come together, which will be economy, demands, and budgeting. I can't wait for it to become a game, and I can't wait to tell you now in smaller steps than before how I will get there. So yeah, this was my review for 2014 and my changes and plans for 2015. I hope you liked listening to it, maybe it even inspired you. I really encourage you to also take your time in the holidays now and think about what is really important to you and who is really important to you, and to give them all the attention that they deserve. Have an amazing new year. I hope to see you all soon. As always, you can let me know what you think in the comment section or wherever else I post this. Hope to see you all soon. Bye bye.